What if Gru's biggest enemy in Despicable Me 5 isn't a new supervillain at all? What if the real threat comes from someone much closer to home? After the massive success of Despicable Me 4, fans are already looking ahead to the future of Illumination's biggest franchise. And based on the latest updates, Despicable Me 5 could take the series in a completely different direction. The biggest question right now is the release date. Looking at the franchise's history, there seems to be a clear pattern. Minions movies have often arrived a couple of years before the next main Despicable Me installment, which points toward a possible release window somewhere around 2029 or 2030. As for the story, several exciting possibilities are on the table. One of the biggest theories is that the next movie could revolve around a massive prison breakout. By the end of Despicable Me 4, many of Gru's past enemies were locked up in the same facility. That creates the perfect setup for a villain team-up unlike anything we've seen before. At the same time, the Mega Minions could play a much bigger role. Their superpowered abilities were only briefly explored in the last movie, but a sequel could turn them into a full superhero team protecting the world from a new threat. Then there's Gru Jr. By the time Despicable Me 5 arrives, he could be much older and beginning to follow in his father's old footsteps. Instead of becoming a hero, he may become fascinated with Gru's former life as a supervillain, creating a hilarious and emotional father-son conflict. Another character to watch is Poppy Prescott. Despicable Me 4 clearly positioned her for a larger role, and she could easily become one of the central characters in the next chapter. Now, it's important to note that Illumination has not officially announced Despicable Me 5 yet. However, with the franchise continuing to dominate at the box office and several storylines already in place, a fifth movie feels more like a question of when rather than if. For now, fans will have to wait for official confirmation, but all signs point toward Gru and the Minions returning for another adventure later this decade.